Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 3. We heard Vasudev, Devaki, they took turns, offered prayers to the baby Krishna, and now Lord Krishna is speaking, telling Mother Devaki that, you were Prishni Sotapa, you had done so much austerities. Ajushta Gramya Vishayav
अजुष्टग्राम्या विषया
Anapatyau cha Dampati
अनपत्यौ च दम्पती
Na Vavrate Pavargam Me
न भव्राते वर्गं
Pavarkam me
Mohito Deva Mayaya.
मोहितौ देवमायया.
Devamaya.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Being husband and wife, but always sonless, you were attracted by sexual desires. For the influence of Deva Maya, transcendental love, you wanted to have me as your son. Therefore, you never desired to be liberated from this material world. Vasudeva and Devaki had been Dampati, husband and wife, since the time of Sutapa and Prishni, and they wanted to remain husband and wife in order to have the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their son. This attachment came about by the influence of Deva Maya. Loving Krishna as one's son is a Vedic principle. Vasudeva and Devaki never desired anything but to have the Lord as their son. Yet for this purpose, they apparently wanted to live like ordinary grahasthas for sexual indulgence. Although this was a transaction of spiritual potency, their desire appears like attachment for sex in conjugal life. If one wants to return home back to Godhead, one must give up such desires. This is possible only when one develops intense love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it may appear that Devaki and Vasudeva, they are like ordinary husband and wife. They want to have children. They want to have sex life. But all this is arranged by Deva Maya, I said. So Yoga Maya, the spiritual potency of the Lord. It's pastimes. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Nishkinchanasya Bhagavad Bhajon Mukhasya Param Param Jikam Mishor Bhava Sagarasya. Caitanya Caritamita Madhya 11.8. If one wants to go back home, back to Godhead, one must be Nishkanchana, free from all material desires. So, what is the qualification here that is mentioned to go back home, back to Godhead?
Free from all material desires. Nishkinchana.
Yeah, free from all material desires. Nishkanchana, Nishkanchana. How to do? Not easy for us, right? Free from all material desires. Not easy for us. One time Prabhupada was with the devotees and Prabhupada was saying you have to be completely purified to go back home, back to Godhead. The devotees thought about it and said, but Prabhupada, we are not. We still have desires. Then Prabhupada said, okay, 90% pure. Then the devotees looked at each other. They said, still, no, it's very difficult for us. Prabhupada said, okay, 80% pure. Then the devotees were like, wow, that's also how to do. Then Prabhupada said 70% pure, that's it. Then he went up to his room. Then the devotees were still discussing how to be 70% pure. It's like almost impossible for us. They went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, it's very difficult for us. 70% pure is like impossible for us. Prabhupada said, okay, you just hold on to my dhoti and I'll take you back home, back to Godhead. So hold on tight to Prabhupada's dhoti. He'll take us all back home, back to Godhead. So therefore, instead of desiring to have the Lord come here and become one's son, one should desire to become free from all material desires, anya bilashita shunyam, and go back home, back to Godhead. Of course, we have to try our best also. Can't just say, okay, Prabhupada will take me, but we try our best and have that Prabhupada will take me back home. So that's what Prabhupada is saying. And yet one should desire to become free from all material desires. At least we can have that desire. Oh, I wish I can also become anyabhilashita shunyam. And that's a pure desire. Just by having this desire, I desire to become free from all material desires and go back home, back to Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaches us in his Shikshashtaka, na dhanam na janam na sundaram kavitam va jagad isha kamaye mama janmani janmani ishvare bhavatad bhaktir ahaituki tvai. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. One should not ask the Lord to fulfill any materially tainted desires. So this is how the pure devotee prays. Pure devotee, Lord Chaitanya is teaching us, the pure devotee is asking only for devotional service. He's not asking for wealth. He's not asking for beautiful women, or he's not even asking for followers. Saying, just give me devotional service. Then what shall we do if we are in a position, we feel helpless, you know, we feel we need to call out to the Lord because we may be having some suffering. What to do?
We can call out to him.
Yeah, we still
When we
call
sit
out to
in the
him.
we call
Yeah,
out to him.
yeah, still call out to Krishna. We may have some desire. We may, uh, need his help. Always take shelter of Krishna. Akamo moksha kamo va. Akamo sarva kamo va moksha kama udaradi. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta param. Yajeta purusham param. One has full of material desires, no material desire, desiring liberation. Take uh, and take devotional service to Krishna, and Krishna will give full protection. This is what Bhagavatam says.
Is it also, Shilpaji, like we can dovetail our desires in the, like, we might have desires, but like we keep the Krishna in the center. Like I have a desire to eat my pizza today. So then I can offer it to Krishna and eat, right?
Oh yeah, of course.
Right? We can also do that.
Yeah, yeah, of
Because
course.
it's very difficult to be desireless and we
Yeah,
are very impure.
yeah, that's
So
very practical. Thank you.
right?
Yeah,
We can try to dovetail our desires.
yeah, that's what is needed.
Yeah, yeah,
This is
right.
what is needed to yeah, we want to eat something, offer to Krishna first, then eat. Very good. Gate mai yuvam labdva
Gati may yuvam tva
varam matsadarsham sutam
mata
gramyan bhogan abun jatham
gramyan
Bhogan Abhyuchatam
yuvam praptam manoratho.
yuvam
Yuvam Prapta.
After you received that benediction and I disappeared, you engaged yourselves in sex to have a son like me, and I fulfilled your desire. According to the Sanskrit dictionary Amarkosh, sex life is also called Gramya Dharma, material desire. But in spiritual life, this Gramya Dharma, the material desire for sex, is not very much appreciated. If one has a tinge of attachment for the material enjoyments of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, one is not Nishkinchana, but one really should be Nishkinchana. Therefore, one should be free from the desire to beget a child like Krishna by sexual enjoyment. This is indirectly hinted at in this verse. So, of course, this is the pastimes that's happening. So, but Krishna fulfilled this desire, but he's here saying that you didn't ask me for liberation. You never desired liberated from this material world. You wanted to have a son like me. Yeah, because Krishna is in front of them now. He was in front of them, and they could have very well asked them, oh, please bring us back home, back to Godhead. We don't want to be here in the material world anymore. But of course, this is Yoga Maya, and then they asked, we want a son like you, because Krishna also has pastimes. So he fulfills the desires of the devotees also.
Shilpaji,
So,
in this translation, they're saying that if somebody has a desire to eat, bhojan karne ki, sleeping, sex, and protection, if there is any desire in the 40th translation, if there is any desire for these three things, then that person cannot be nishkinchana, sleeping, mating, and depending,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So these are the four things that we are doing:
yes,
sleeping, mating, eating, and defending, and right? These
that's right.
four things are what we are doing. But
Yeah,
if there is even a little desire for this, then we cannot be nishkinchana, right?
that's right.
Oh my God.
That's right.
And
So
we
it's
should
not
be
easy.
nishkinchana, right? It's,
Yeah,
oh my God.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's why we say, right, it's so difficult to have no material desire. We are so conditioned here since millions of births. Yeah. And then you pointed out, you gave very good solution, right?
Mm.
Okay, desire for eating, offer to Krishna, desire to sleep. We say, let me sleep so I can keep myself healthy, so I can hear Bhagavatam, so I can do my chanting, mating to have nice children, and defending. You know, we also defend because we have to continue with our hearing and chanting. And then gradually build from there.
Yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So what is this Niskinchina?
No material desire.
Oh, okay.
Adrisht va anyatamam loke.
Drishti.
Loke
Shilaudarya gune samam.
Shilodayanam
Aham suto vam abhavam.
Aham Suto Abhavam
Prishni garba iti shrutaha.
Prishni.
Krishni Iti Shukta
Since I found no one else as highly elevated as you in simplicity and other qualities of good character, I appeared in this world as Prishni Garba, or one who is celebrated as having taken birth from Prishni. In the Treta Yuga, the Lord appeared as Prishni Garba. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Prishni Garba iti soyam Treta Yuga avataro lakshyate. So Prishni Garba, which yuga did he come?
Treta.
Treta Yuga. Yeah. Treta Yuga, Prishni Garba is coming, and he's coming as son of Sutapa and Prishni because he's seeing they are very qualified. They are not nobody else qualified. as them. And the Lord comes for his pastime, so he chose Sutapa and Prishni.
And that was their desire, no? Anyway.
That was their
Right?
desire, yeah. So we can see how things play out, It's their desire also. They are also qualified. Krishna also chooses them, right?
But what all austerities, huh? Sacrifice. I mean, they did just to have Krishna, to call Krishna to come as their son,
Yeah, not
right?
easy, no?
Not, no, that's why they say, like, you should not call, right? Krishna, Kampani, you should go back
Yes,
home.
yes, yes, that's
That
right.
should be what your
Yeah,
desire should be, right?
In
that's
Kali Yuga, right? Because that's
in
easier. In
any
Kali Yuga.
you, in any
Any
you,
Yuga. Okay.
in any you.
Is that easier?
Yeah,
Because
it's
that's easier,
easier.
right? It's
Yeah,
Yeah,
easy.
because, right, so many years, I think they did, right?
12,000
12,000.
Yeah.
celestial,
12,000
12,000.
celestial years they did. Wow.
Yeah. No eating, only eating dry leaves. How do you even
Mm.
swallow dry leaves? Yeah. How do you swallow them? How do you feel full with them or nourished with them? But they were doing it at the power of these austerities.
And they did for 3 lifetimes, right?
No, no.
No?
They did
They
this
okay.
austerity
They
as
had children, Krishna as their children for 3 lifetimes.
that's right. That's right.
So that means in Satya Yuga also they had.
He came as Prishnigar, then he came as
In
Vaman Dev,
Raman Dev.
Obama Day, okay.
And
and
then it's
he
Krishna.
as Krishna. Yeah.
So Vaman Dev also in
Should be
Treta Yuga,
Treta Yuga.
right?
Yeah.
Mm.
That's the time Bali Maharaj and all that was happening. Should be Treta Yuga. That sacrifices, everybody was doing sacrifices.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah,
But
it's
but
it
that's
uh,
as the parents, I mean, the names were sent for
who?
Vaman Dev.
Vamandev
Like,
is Kashyap and Aditi.
yeah, yeah, okay. Kashyap and Aditi, right.
Yeah.
And the third one, like one
Krishna,
is,
Devaki,
Krishna,
Devaki,
Devaki and Vasudeva.
Vasudev.
but this is last, like earlier, Vamande after, because this is third time, right?
Yeah.
So one is Prisni
Sutapa.
and Sutapa, and the second is Aditi and Kashyap Muni, right?
Yes.
And third one is, so Sutapa and Prishni gave birth to whom?
Prishnigarba.
The name of the incarnation?
That's right.
Krishnika.
Prishni Garba. Okay.
Prishnigarba is the form that Dhruva Maharaj saw
Oh, okay.
when Dhruva Maharaj was doing austerities. He saw that form. Tayorvam punar evaham
Tayorvam punar eva
adityam asa kashyapat
Adityam asa Kashyapa
upendra iti vikhyato
Upendra iti
Iti
Vikhyato
Vikyato
vamanatvacha vamanaha.
Vacha Vamana.
Vamanatvacha
In the next millennium, I again appeared from the two of you who appeared as my mother Aditi and my father Kashyap. I was known as Upendra, and because of being a dwarf, I was also known as Vaman. So here Krishna is telling them. Why is he known as Vaman?
because
Because he
he is
is a dwarf.
very tall. Yeah.
Dwarf. And Upendra. I'm not sure what does Upendra mean. I was known as Upendra. What's the meaning of Upendra? Anyone?
In the clarification is just written Upendra is नाम. So maybe उपेंद्र नाम से विख्यात हुआ और बोना होने के कारण में वामन भी कहलाया. So because he was dark, that's why he was called Vaman.
Vaman.
Yeah.
Okay. तृतीयेऽस्मिन् भवेऽहं वै
तृतीयेऽस्मिन् भवे अहम्
तनेव वपुषाथवाम्
तनेव वपुषात् नवाम्
जातो भूयस्तयोरेव
जातो भूयस्तयोरेव
सत्यं मे व्याहृतं सति.
सत्यं मे व्यारतं सति.
O supremely chaste mother, I, the same personality, have now appeared of you both as your son for the third time. Take my words as the truth. The Supreme Personality of Godhead chooses a mother and father from whom to take birth again and again. The Lord took birth originally from Suttapa and Prishni, and then from Kashyap and Aditi, and again from the same father and mother, Vasudev and Devaki. So here we see, right, 3 times. Suttapa Prishni, Kashyap Aditi, and Vasudeva and Devaki. In other appearances also the Lord said, I took the form of an ordinary child just to become your son, so that we could reciprocate eternal love. Jiva Goswami has explained this verse in his Krishna Sandarbh 96th chapter, where he notes that in text 37, the Lord says, Amuna Vapusha, meaning by the same form. In other words, the Lord told Devaki, this time I have appeared in my original form as Sri Krishna. So Krishna is coming. Earlier, of course, he came as Prishnigarbha, he came as Vaman. Now he's coming, original form. Srila Jiva Goswami says that the other forms were partial expansions of the Lord's original form. But because of the intense love developed by Prishni and Suttapa, the Lord appeared from Devaki and Vasudev in his full opulence as Sri Krishna. In this verse, the Lord confirms, I am the same Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I appear in full opulence as Sri Krishna. So their love got sweeter and sweeter, and then Krishna himself came. This is the purport of the words Taneva Vapusha. When the Lord mentioned the birth of Prishnigarbha, he did not say Taneva Vapusha, but he assured Devaki that in the third birth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, had appeared, not his partial expansion. Prishnigarbha and Vaman were partial expansions of Krishna, but in this third birth, Krishna himself appeared. This is the explanation given in Sri Krishna Sandarbh by Srila Jiva Goswami. Is that okay?
Yeah, clear.
Etadvam darshitam rupam
एतद्वां
इतरं
दर्शितं
दर्शितं
रूपं
रूपं
pragjanma smaranaya me
प्रजन्म स्मरणाय मे
nanyatha mad bhavam jnanam
नान्यथा मद्भवं
मद्भवं
ज्ञानं
ज्ञानं
martya lingena jayate.
मर्त्यलिङ्गे
मर्त्यलिङ्गेन जायते.
I have shown you this form of Vishnu just to remind you of my previous births. Otherwise, if I appeared like an ordinary human child, you would not believe that the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu has indeed appeared. Devaki did not need to be reminded that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, had appeared as her son. She already accepted this. Nonetheless, she was anxious, thinking that if her neighbors heard that Vishnu had appeared as her son, none of them would believe it. Therefore, she wanted Lord Vishnu to transform himself into a human child. She's saying, people will think, okay, you just came just like that. You are God and you're appearing, but they will not think that you are my child. So now you become a human child. So then people will think, yes, yes, really Vishnu appeared as her child. On the other hand, the Supreme Lord was also anxious, thinking that if he appeared as an ordinary child, she would not believe that Lord Vishnu had appeared. Whereas Krishna is thinking, oh, well, if I come as an ordinary looking child, Devaki may think I'm just ordinary. She will not know that I'm Vishnu. Such are the dealings between devotees and the Lord. The Lord deals with the devotees exactly like a human being. But this does not mean that the Lord is one of the human beings, for this is the conclusion of non-devotees. Avajananti mamuda manushim tanum ashritam. Someone may say, how God has a form. God is supposed to be nirakar everywhere. How can he be limited to a form? How can God talk? How can he have senses? Uh, then Krishna says, yeah, if we say that he's ordinary human being, then we are mudha, foolish. You have to understand that Krishna's form is spiritual, not material. His senses are spiritual. He's talking, he's spiritual. All is transcendental. Devotees know the Supreme Personality of Godhead under any circumstances. This is the difference between a devotee and a non-devotee. The Lord says, Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Become my devotee. Offer obeisances and worship me. A non-devotee cannot believe that simply by thinking of one person, one can achieve liberation from this material world and go back home, back to Godhead. But this is a fact. Someone may say, how is it that you just think of Krishna and you can go back to Godhead? What is this? But we have to understand, it's not that we are thinking of anyone, any entertainer or sports person or politician or our family person. We're not thinking of anybody material. We're not thinking of material body. What we have to do is think of Krishna. He's God. He's completely spiritual. So thinking of him then brings us to the spiritual world. And Prabhupada is saying this is a fact because Krishna is saying that you think of me and you will come back to me. The Lord comes as a human being, and if one becomes attached to the Lord on the platform of loving service, one's promotion to the transcendental world is assured. So he's coming. He's performed such beautiful pastimes to attract our hearts so that we also feel, oh, it will be so nice. I can also take part in Krishna's pastimes. I can also play with Krishna or talk to Krishna. Be with Krishna. His Vrindavan pastimes are so beautiful. So Krishna comes to attract our hearts, and we need to revive our love for Krishna, be attached to Krishna somehow or the other. So the more we hear and chant, the more we remember him, the more we worship his deity, the more we will be attached to him, the more we serve the devotees. Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahur Vimuktes. The more we serve the devotees, the more we will get attached to Krishna. Lord Kapila says to his mother Devahuti that I get attached to a devotee to get attached to Krishna. And in this way we can give up our attachment for the material world. Okay. This looks you'll want to stop here or read?
I don't know how much time we have.
Yeah, about 5,
We can
7
finish this
minutes.
Shilpa. We can
Oh,
finish this. Yeah.
okay. Yuvam mam putra bhavena
Yuvam mam putra
Putra
bhavena
Brahma bhavena cha sakrit
Brahma
brahma
Bhavena Cha Sakre
chinta yanto krita sneho
chintayantam
Chintayanto Kritasne
snehau
yasyete matkatim param.
yasyete
Yasyete
matkatim
Matkatam
param.
Padam.
Both of you, husband and wife, constantly think of me as your son. But always know that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By thus thinking of me constantly with love and affection, you will achieve the highest perfection, returning home back to Godhead. This instruction by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to his father and mother, who are eternally connected with him, is especially intended for persons eager to return home back to Godhead. One should never think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as an ordinary human being, as non-devotees do. People think that Krishna is ordinary human being, but understand that Krishna is God, and in this way, thinking of Krishna with love and affection, he's saying you will return home back to Godhead. He's not an ordinary person. One should never think of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as an ordinary human being, as non-devotees do. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, personally appeared and left his instructions for the benefit of all human society. But fools and rascals unfortunately think of him as an ordinary human being and twist the instructions of Bhagavad Gita for the satisfaction of their senses. Practically everyone commenting on Bhagavad Gita interprets it for sense gratification. It has become specially fashionable for modern scholars and politicians to interpret Bhagavad Gita as if it was something fictitious. And by their wrong interpretations, they are spoiling their own careers and the careers of others. So it is very dangerous, you know, when we, when we misinterpret Bhagavad Gita, then not only are we spoiling our future, but the others also, misguiding others who are going to read it. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, is fighting against this principle of regarding Krishna as a fictitious person and of accepting that there was no battle of Kurukshetra and that everything is symbolic and that nothing in Bhagavad Gita is true. There are some Gitas like that. They say the battle never happened, Kurukshetra is just fiction, everything is just symbolic. But that's not true. Kurukshetra is a place, it's there. The Mahabharat war happened there, Bhagavad Gita is spoken there. In any case, if one truly wants to be successful, one can do so by reading the text of Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu specially stressed the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, Yare dekha tare kaha Krishna Upadesh. If one wants to achieve the highest success in life, one must accept Bhagavad Gita as spoken by the Supreme Lord. By accepting Bhagavad Gita in this way, all of human society can become perfect and happy. So, reading Bhagavad Gita, accepting Bhagavad Gita, understanding Bhagavad Gita. It is to be noted that because Vasudeva and Devaki would be separated from Krishna when he was carried to Gokul, the residents of Nanda Maharaj, the Lord personally instructed them that they should always think of him as their son and as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That would keep them in touch with him. So there's going to be separation. There is so much suffering. But Krishna is saying, you always think of me. Yeah? Think of Krishna. Then we are with Krishna. After 11 years, the Lord would return to Mathura to be their son, and therefore there was no question of separation. Any comments?
I'm just thinking, like, yeah, like they wanted so badly, they wanted Krishna as their son, and Krishna had to leave,
Yeah,
sent to Gokul.
yeah, he left immediately.
Mm.
The
And 11
baby,
years, after 11 years. he got to see it.
yeah, and all the baby pastimes, he
Yeah, they didn't get
was, they didn't
enjoy.
see any of that. Yeah,
I wonder
that
what is the significance now for this, like why this happened.
I'm not sure. You mean why Krishna?
Yeah, like,
Uh,
why
why,
this Leela,
why he left them?
why he left, yeah. When like so much intense their desire was that we want to, really to come.
Because
Mm.
his eternal baby pastimes always in Vrindavan, right? With the
Mhm.
cows, the
And like they
gopis.
didn't get to see, they say
Yeah,
his pastimes.
yeah, it's true. It's true.
Because
But
I
Krishna's
remember,
eternal pastimes are with Nanda and Yashoda Maya.
yeah.
Huh?
I remember you saying that only, that his eternal pastimes are with Nanda and Yashoda in Vrindavan, and
Yeah,
the other are in Mathura, where the Aishwarya pastimes, when he's become up to that level as a king, and then he was there with them. But
yeah,
you said that previously, you said, so that must be only the reason that no one else can be like, like the of Krishna, no one else can be holding him as a child. Like in that, only the Brijvasis and the Vrindavan Vasis and Yashoda and Nanda could be parents in that Leela, in this Leela especially.
yeah. Also because we can see that Devki and Vasudev, they know he's God, you know?
So he cannot have that love exchange, right?
Yeah,
They will treat him as, oh my
yeah.
Lord. Yeah.
And he wants to play as an ordinary child. He wants to break the pots of yogurt, steal the butter.
Mm.
He wants to run around like how children do. Wants to play with his friends.
And that was also his desire, right? He wanted to experience all of that.
Yeah,
Like how is that love exchanged in Madhurya?
yeah.
Vatsalya, sorry, in Vatsalya.
Vatsalya, but that's
Vatsalya.
also Madhurya, no?
Madhurya, yes.
There's all, actually Vrindavan is all Madhurya, all sweet.
Madhurya, yes,
There's no
also.
Aishwarya there. And yeah, of course, Vatsalya in that mood.
Because when he came as Narsimha Dev, I remember the first time when he came as Narsimha Dev, and when um, Prahlad Maharaj sat on his lap, and then he said that I want to feel that love, like how a
Yeah,
father loves a child because he had so much love. So I want to feel that love. And then he came as Lord Ram. He wanted to feel that love, like Krishna. So, yeah.
yeah,
And then when he saw that my devotees have so much love for me, then he came as Lord Chaitanya because he wanted to feel the love of Radharani and all the gopis. That, oh my God, whatever I do, whatever I give them, that's like, they never ask for anything. What kind of love is that? That, you know? So he came
yeah,
as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a devotee. This was because I remember this was the very first thing, like about the Tattva class. Amrendra Prabhu explained this in the Tattva class. He said, you need to understand this. It's not easy, but you have to understand this. Though it's not easy, it's very difficult to understand. So,
yeah. Yes, thank you all. Thank you so much.
thank you.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.